All right, so let's talk about the three purple waters, the alkaline waters. 8.5, 9.0, 9.5. These are going to be the waters that you use for your personal hydration and the health of your family. You're also going to be using these for cooking, for teas, coffees, soups. You can soak meats in them, many things that you can do, make gravies, and you also can make your teas and your coffee. One word of wisdom here, when you get your machine home, you may want to actually start on the 8.5 and drink that for a few days, see how you feel, because if you have sampled the water with someone, you're not used to getting it fresh every day, and when you're drinking it fresh, it has a much higher potency. So drink 8.5 for 3-4 days, see how you feel, and then move up to the 9.0 and then move up to the 9.5. It really is your personal choice of what tastes the best to you. Let your body tell you what's the best. I personally drink 9.5, but I know a lot of people that are a little bit older, maybe in their 70s, 80s, 90s, tend to drink one of the lower pH waters. So bottom line is these waters will continue to cleanse and hydrate your body on a cellular level. You notice that there's a green light here. That means these are drinking waters. So let's speak about the clean water button. This is a 7.0 pH and it is non-ionized water. So what do you use it for? Well, it says right here, medication. Now, you can take time release. If you have time released medication, then you want to take it with this. Baby formula, they recommend doing it with the 7.0 water. I have personally found that the 8.5 and the 9.0 work a little bit better with formula because babies tend to get constipated when they are taking in formula. Now let's go to the beauty water. Did you notice it just changed to red? So it's a 6.0 pH. Red is indicating that it is not a drinking water. Now, if you happen to ingest it, it won't hurt you at all, but it's just not going to bring your body into an alkaline balance. So for the beauty water, you can get a container of your choice. I actually provide my customers with a little blue spray bottle, and so we'll show you that on the next clip. This is the bottle. You can get these online. Sometimes you can get them at a local pharmacy. It's just a little spray bottle. You don't have to use blue. You can use whatever color you want, but we just say blue for beauty. I'm going to turn the flow of the water on. And now it's making the 6.0 water. And I'm just going to catch that here. There we go. All right. And it's as simple as that. The beauty water has many uses, as do all of the waters from the Kangen water ionizers. So I'll tell you just a few, but you will find more of them in the 2 pamphlets that Enagic provides to you. So some uses for the beauty water: you're going to use it to tighten and tone your skin. You can use it on sunburns. It will take the sting out and you probably won't even peel right away. I've been through that personally. You also can use it for you ladies later in life when you have the hot flashes. It will calm a hot flash right down. You can use it as a hair detangler, conditioner. You can also use it to replace your Windex, and that's great. Less chemicals in your house. Go green as much as you can. Also, you can use the beauty water for soaking beans. Before you cook any bean soups, soak your beans in the beauty water. For those of you who love plants, or you're an aspiring gardener or a master gardener, you're going to pour the beauty water and use it on most, if not all, your plants. All you have to do with your plants is check the pH soil that they like, and that will tell you the pH water to use. Most plants like between a 5.5 and a 6.0 pH, so my garden does very well with the beauty water. You can also use this, surprisingly, to replace your Windex. It's phenomenal on glass surfaces, chrome. You don't have to use that chemical anymore if you don't want to. The last note about the beauty water is it can be kept at room temperature. Most people put it in their medicine cabinet in their bathrooms, and I refresh mine about once a week, and that will be just fine. Last but not least,
strong acidic water.
We're going to explain how to make the very special waters of 2.5 and 11.5. Now, if you notice, there is no 11.5 button on the machine, but the 2.5 is going to come out of your bottom hose and the 11.5 is going to come out of your top hose. So just a note here, whatever's coming out of both hoses will always add up numerically to 14 because that's the total pH scale. So if you have 9.0 coming out of your bottom hose, or top hose, you're going to have 5.0 coming out of your bottom hose. So that way you can know what pH is coming out. Now, these are very special waters. You do want to catch them in special containers as well. Enagic does not provide these with the machine, but you can purchase them from Enagic, or you can go to your local wine and cake hobbies. You might be able to find them at various and sundry stores. You might have to look online. So these are important to have, these different bottles, and I'll explain why in just a second. So in order to make this, we're going to use the electrolysis enhancer, which is very simply, it's saline solution. And in order to boost the machine to make these two waters at the end of the pH spectrum, they would either have to have a bigger transformer or more platinum plates or more minerals in the water. So Enagic has done the cost-efficient approach where you can add the saline solution. It's only used when you are making these two waters, and these two waters have that red light, so that's telling you that these are not for ingesting. Again, if you do happen to take them in, or a child drinks them, there's no harm. You don't need to call poison control or anything like that, but they are not to be your typical drinking waters. To make these, you're going to use this chamber here. They call this the electrolysis chamber, and all you do is just pull it straight out, and you'll see the compartment here, and you open up the lid and you pour this in. I'd always like shortcuts, so they provide a funnel which you can funnel it through, but I just take the saline solution they provide you with one bottle, and I just pour it right here. Okay. It's not freestanding, so you do need to hold it up while you're pouring it in. And if you notice, there's a red line here. You do not want to fill it above that red line, because this is the one thing that can void your warranty, and that is if you tilt the machine while the electrolysis enhancer is in there, that salt water can get back into the platinum plates and corrode them. So I always use it a little bit. You can do it up to here. And it has a red ball to tell you where it is, and you just slide it in like that. All right. So I'm going to leave it off while we do this first run so you can actually see the red ball dipping a little bit. Now, when I first run this water, it's going to tell me to refill the specified solution, and that's this solution here. And then the machine will start taking it in, and I want to be ready to catch that water with my opaque jug here, and you will see the little ball start to drop. I'll tell you, about 3/4 of an inch will fill up this entire container. So a little bit of the saline solution goes a long way. So I'm setting up to catch both of these wonderful and very precious waters. And I've got my 2.5 acidic glass bottle over here, and I've got my 11.5 black opaque container here, and I'll explain later why that's important. So to make the 2.5, I'm just going to take this drainage hose off and get it ready. Now I'm going to run the flow of the water, but I'm not going to put it in here yet until it starts pulling that saline solution in. Okay, you heard the machine say decrease flow. It's telling me that I'm running the water too fast. Okay. For these particular waters, you want to slow them down to a trickle in order to make them as strong as possible. Now the machine. I'm not sure you can hear that, but the machine is saying refill specified solution, and it will say that about 3 to 5 times. And then it's going to start making the water. So you notice I'm not catching them yet. Once you have a solid red light and it's beeping, then you're ready to catch the waters. Now here are a couple things to look for when you're making these waters. When you have the 11.5, just rub your fingers together under that. It should be nice and silky. It should feel like bleach, okay? Just silky. Now with this water, it should smell like chlorine. Okay, it's not, but it will smell like it. And you can either, I'm going to catch both of these and just let them fill up. When you are done running both of these waters and your containers are full or almost full, very important tip, push the hoses out of the way so that they're not pouring into the containers anymore before you turn the flow of the water off. Otherwise, you're going to get the drainage from the hoses and it will change the pH and the waters will not do what they're designed to do. That's a very important thing to know. All right, so let me talk first about the 2.5 water. You notice that they're in dark glass. It doesn't really matter whether it is brown or green, just a dark glass is ideal. And if you want to save this water, you need to keep it in the refrigerator. The potency can last really for up to a year. Just as long as you smell it, you take a whiff of it, and it still has that faint chlorine smell, then it will be antibacterial. You can also test this with an ORP meter if you have invested in one. It should have a positive charge of 1,000 or higher in order to kill the bacteria. Now, I also provide my customers with a little spray bottle, and this you can keep in the fridge or you can carry it with you. If you carry it with you and it's at room temperature, the potency might last a few days and then you need to refresh it. But when you have kids, we call this the boo-boo water. You're going to use it a lot, and moms like to carry it around. So let me tell you some uses of this water. This is one of the most special waters, and this is a key to this being a certified medical device in Japan. This is hydrochloric acid, and you're going to use it topically for things like burns, cuts, bruises, plantar warts. You can sterilize cutting boards. You can use it for eczema, psoriasis. You can use it for pink eye. You can spray it right in your eyes. You can use it for any kind of pimples or blemishes. Many, many uses. Bed sores, it'll work for that as well. You can also use it orally if you want to use it for canker sores or strep throat. I know there's some periodontists who use it to actually sterilize the mouth, kill the bacteria, and stop the bleeding. This water has been medically tested and certified. So that's how you use that water. Now the 11.5 water is totally different. This is the water that is your cleaning water, your degreasing water. This water you're going to use to wash your fruits and vegetables. When you watch our demo, you're going to understand why. You're also going to use this to clean your floors, whether you have linoleum, hardwood, marble, doesn't matter. It will cut the grease. It's a great carpet stain remover too, and I mean even from red wine to chocolate. It may not remove super old stains that are already permanently set, but if you have a recent stain, I would go ahead and try it. This water will also pull out inflammation. So if you have a sprain or a strain, heat it up on the stove and dip a nice clean towel in there and wrap that inflamed area. It pulls that inflammation out. By the way, folks, you can degrease your oven. You can even degrease your car engine with this. So this is a really neat water, and I'm sure there's some other uses. If you just go on YouTube and you type in strong alkaline water or strong acidic water and the uses, you'll find people get so excited about the uses of these things that they do little video clips to say, look at what it did to my grout. You know, look at what it did for this. So those are some of the uses, and you'll find more online and in the pamphlets as well. Last note about the 11.5 water. You do not need to refrigerate it. You're going to keep it in a dark, shady place, and it actually ferments and gets stronger with time. So it's a very powerful water. When you get your machine, you'll notice that they provide you with 1 bottle of the saline solution. So to order more, you're going to go to enagic.com, and you can buy it individually or in 6 packs or 24 packs, and the prices go down as you purchase more. Now, I'm going to put the cover on here, and here's what you're going to notice. Anytime you're making that 2.5 water and you switch to any of the other waters, this machine is going to go into a notice of self-cleaning. So I'm going to hit one of the alkaline waters.
Notice of cleaning.
Notice of cleaning. It's telling you that you need to clean it. So how do you clean it? Well, the first way that you clean it, when it tells you notice of cleaning, you're going to run the water while it's beeping. The machine will actually tell you when to stop. By when the beeping stops, you can turn the flow of the water off and you're back to your high alkaline waters. So this machine, every 15 minutes of continuous use, will go into a self-cleaning mode. And what's happening there is that the polarity of the plates that are inside the machine is being switched. So it's removing the calcium buildup.
It cleans it.
That's it. And then once it sets into that solid light, it's good to go. Okay, now we're going to get into cleaning the machine.